What's your big picture take on where Israel's standing in this war?
So I'll be honest with you. For the first, let's say, year and a half of this war, I was banging my head against the wall every day. Like, how does the world not see the truth? How is this happening? How? But then it occurred to me, like, what are you doing, man? You wear a yarmulke on your head, right? You know how this ends. This isn't our first rodeo. We've been down this road before. What people talk about genocide in Gaza, right? We'll get into it. But like, you know what Purim was? We celebrate Purim as the happiest day of the year for us. Like, what was Purim? Like, literally put yourself for 1 second in the days of Purim. It was the near genocide of the Jewish people. The leader of the world agreed to annihilate us. We were done, finished, done. We had no choice. We had no chance of surviving. What was Hanukkah? It was a war we were not going to win. We were done. What is Pesach? We're about to celebrate Pesach. What was Pesach? It was 210 years of backbreaking slavery and the world's leading empire running after us to murder us and to shecht and to butcher us. And today we celebrate. So, if you're asking me the big picture is this is just a script that keeps repeating itself, and we know how it ends. So that's on a theological level, okay? But if I'm going to put my yarmulke aside for 1 second and talk, let's geopolitics, things like that, first of all, it's hard to disconnect those two things because obviously God is my identity. But I do think that it's very hard because some of the things that are happening geopolitically make no sense. Like the most obvious one is after October 7th, the Jews should have had, resounding support across the board from everyone, let alone not even forget more anti-Semitism. Forget like they should have been out. They should have loved us more, not hated us more. That doesn't make any sense, right? But if you want to look at the latest events, I got to say that every year when we say the famous tefillah prayer at the Seder, V'hisha amda l'avosenu v'lanu, this is what stood for us and our forefathers and us, shelo echad bilvad amad aleinu l'chalosenu, that it was never one who stood against us, ela omdim aleinu l'chalosenu. That's a strange thing to say. If you think about it, every year I'm like, wait, there's a miracle that shelo echad bilvad, it's a good thing that more people hated us? How is that a good thing? And my father always says every year, the miracle is that we always have two enemies or more, that instead of uniting to destroy us, they fight each other.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, I never witnessed that until now, right? You see Iran throwing a literal tantrum, and you couldn't make this stuff up. Like literally, if a month ago you told me that we'd be fighting a war alongside Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Iraq, I would have said to you, you bumped your head. And here we are. So you can't really disconnect God and what's happening.